Hello, this is Bob Barnes for Natural Video and the Birding Video Store. Welcome to the first volume of the Birds of Brazil's Atlantic Rainforest. This production catalogs the species we taped during January. Species are shown in scientific order, starting with the great egret. Our base of operations was Serra dos Tucanos, an excellent birding lodge located near many different ecological zones. For each species, we provide the standard English name, the standard Brazilian name, and the scientific name. We also provide any common variants for these names. We follow the names with the locations we taped the birds at and the month we did the taping, January. We start our catalog with the great egret, a species which has gone through a number of scientific name changes. This bird was found feeding in a marshy field near an ecological reserve. A note about our location protocols. When we list Serra dos Tucanos and no other location, it means we tape the species on the grounds of the lodge. When we list two lines of location material, Serra dos Tucanos refers to the base of operations, and the second line refers to the location we tape the bird at. All of these locations are day trips from the lodge. The great egret is a cosmopolitan species found in many areas of the world. It's an omnivore, enjoying the occasional frog, as we saw in this clip. The striated heron is another cosmopolitan species which is found throughout the world, being absent only from North and Central America, where it is replaced by the green heron. At times, the two have been considered the same species. This bird was found at a small ecological reserve, which consists of marshy areas, a lowland stream and stream habitat, a small lake, and fields, all of which are bounded by low hills with excellent trails meandering through the forest. We found these Brazilian teal in a small pool near the highway on our way to see three-toed jacamar. This species has a range which is limited to the lowlands of South America. It seems to prefer this type of habitat, freshwater pools, flooded fields, and marshes. There are two subspecies. Based on range, this is most likely the nominate form. This is a male. The female enters our field of vision shortly. This species is thought to establish long-term pair bonds. The Brazilian teal is typically found in pairs or small groups. Nesting appears to be variable, but nests are often found near water. Some floating nests have even been reported. The savanna hawk is found from northern Argentina to southern Panama, typically in open areas like marshes and savannas. This bird was taped at the same location as the Brazilian teal we just saw. There may be a subspecies in northern Argentina, but subspecies designation on size alone can be questionable, especially since the size decline is noticeable in many South American raptors, with birds found to the south being larger than birds of the same species found in the north. The savanna hawk is a carnivore, usually hunting from a perch, but also from the ground. It eats just about anything which is not too large. Small mammals, toads, spiders, just about anything which moves. It is typically solitary, as seen here, but may gather in groups at significant food sources, as when fields are being plowed. The range of the roadside hawk is more extensive than that of the savanna hawk. The roadside is found from Mexico to northern Argentina. It's also found in lowlands, but is found at higher elevations than the savanna hawk. There are a number of subspecies, possibly as many as 20. As this is a juvenile bird, I did not venture into that identification quagmire, other than to note that this bird is most likely of the Magnoplumis or Nataria subspecies. The roadside hawk is found in a wide range of habitat, from montane wooded areas to disturbed areas and field edges. We found this bird in a tree near a pasture and watched as it flew from its perch to catch a large grasshopper on the wing. In addition to grasshoppers, it eats much the same as the savanna hawk, although it takes significantly fewer birds. The black hawk eagle has a range which closely mimics that of the roadside hawk. This bird would often soar over the lodge in mid-afternoon, most likely coming from a nest on the ridges. Although this soaring behavior is often seen, it typically hunts from a perch. It subsists mainly on birds and arboreal mammals, including small monkeys. There are 2 subspecies. This is most likely the nominate form. The crested caracara has a range which extends from Terra del Fuego northward to the southernmost parts of the United States. There are 4 subspecies. This is the nominant form, which is sometimes split from the other 3 into a separate species. The crested caracara is a general-purpose scavenger, even to the point of eating the flesh of coconuts. Typically, however, it's a carnivore. As seen here, they are often seen in fields where they walk about looking for insects and small vertebrates. Yellow-headed caracara is found from Panama to northern Argentina and Uruguay. It's typically considered monotypic, although some sources list up to 4 subspecies. Like the crested caracara, it's typically found alone or in small groups. And also like the crested caracara, it seems to prefer the perch in the ground to soaring. It too is a general-purpose scavenger, although it tends to be more of an omnivore than the crested caracara. We slow down its departure to give you an idea of its powerful wing beats. The red-legged Surima has a range which is limited to northern Argentina, Bolivia, Paraguay, and central Brazil. In the past, it's been known as the crested Surima. They are ground-dwelling birds which prefer to run rather than fly. They are omnivores with strong carnivorous tendencies. They eat smaller creatures and foodstuffs whole, while they tear larger prey apart with their sharp claws. They are typically found in lightly wooded areas or open grasslands. There are 2 subspecies of Picazero pigeon. This is the nominate form. Its range is restricted to Uruguay, Paraguay, and parts of Argentina, Bolivia, and Brazil. Its range is extending as the rainforest is deforested. It is generally seen in pairs or small groups, either in trees or on the ground. It's an omnivore, eating invertebrates and plant matter like young leaves and buds. The head and neck movement we see in a moment is a mating display, although no female bird was in sight. The ruddy ground dove is found in parts of Mexico southward to northern Argentina, being absent from the west coast of South America. There are 4 subspecies. This is the nominate form. It's an omnivore which typically feeds on the ground. It's typically found alone or in small groups. The ruddy ground dove is not terribly picky about its habitat, although it's generally not found in heavily forested areas. The white-eyed parakeet is found in much of South America north of Argentina and east of the Andes, being absent from northeastern Brazil. There are two subspecies. This is the nominate form. It can be found in a variety of habitats ranging from heavily treed to savanna. Unlike what you see here, they are usually found in groups. It is an omnivore, adding insects to a diet of seeds, flowers, nuts, and berries. The range of the maroon-bellied parakeet is very restricted, being limited to southeastern Brazil, most of Paraguay, and small parts of Uruguay, Argentina, and Bolivia. There are three subspecies. This is the nominate form. They are usually found in small groups in a variety of habitats ranging from woodlands to edge habitat in riparian zones. This species is a cavity nester, as are many parakeet species. They eat a variety of flowers, nuts, and fruit. They also eat fly larvae. There are 6 subspecies of blue-winged parrotlet. This is the subspecies vividius. Its range is separated into 3 unconnected areas, the first being eastern Brazil and small parts of Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina, the second being a small enclave in northern Colombia, and the last including parts of Amazonian Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Brazil. In this last area, its habitat appears to be limited to less dense riparian zones. It feeds on seeds, fruits, and flowers, and is usually found in groups. Sometimes as many as 50 birds can be found together. It nests in tree cavities and the nests of other birds, sometimes after forcibly seizing the nest from its builders. There are no subspecies of plain parakeet. Its range is limited to the southeastern Brazil rainforest region. Within that area, it's found in a variety of habitat. It is a gregarious species which feeds on insects, seeds, flowers, and nectar. The squirrel cuckoo is found from northern Mexico to northern Argentina. It's typically found in forested areas where it will skulk about in the vegetation and glide from one tree to the next. The squirrel cuckoo's diet consists mostly of insects. It does not parasitize the nest of other bird species. The smooth-billed ani is typically found in small groups in bushes or on the ground. Its range extends from northern Argentina to the southernmost part of the United States. The smooth-billed ani eats a variety of insects, including ticks, which it takes from the cattle which it's often found near. I've typically found the guarara cuckoo in groups, either roosting or on the ground. It typically forages for insects in small trees, in bushes, or on the ground. It's placed in the ani family, not with the New World cuckoos. The range of this species is limited to parts of Brazil and Bolivia, southward to central Argentina. The saw-billed hermit is endemic to the lowlands of southeastern Brazil. It's large and relatively heavy, at about 10 grams. It tends to move along a set feeding route rather than stay in one place and defend a territory. The rufous-breasted hermit is found from central Panama to Brazil. This is the nominate subspecies. It's typically found in forest and cerrado. It tends to be very aggressive towards other hummingbirds. They prefer to feed on heliconia, bromelid, and some other orchids. They build their nest under palm leaves. The reddish hermit is found from the Guianas in southern Venezuela to northern Bolivia and southeastern Brazil. It weighs only 1.6 grams, the same as Cuba's bee hummingbird, which is the smallest bird in the world. It inhabits forest and cerrado and nests beneath palm leaves or the branches of heliconia. The sombre hummingbird is a monotypic species found in the forest and scrubland of central and eastern Brazil. The swallow-tailed hummingbird is 6 inches long, making it one of the largest hummingbirds. It's found from the Guianas southward through eastern Brazil to Paraguay and northern Bolivia, where it's found in forest and savanna from sea level to 1,500 meters. It feeds on nectar and insects. See our website for links to information about the lekking and nesting behavior of this species. The black Jacobin has a range which is limited to Uruguay, northeastern Argentina, and eastern Brazil. The range of the plovercrest is limited to the highlands of northeastern Argentina, eastern Paraguay, and southeastern Brazil. The glittering bellied emerald is found along forest edges and in the Cerrado. It feeds on the nectar of numerous plant species. There are 3 subspecies found in Paraguay, northern Argentina, eastern Bolivia, and eastern Brazil. The violet-capped wood nymph is a monotypic species found in the forest and scrub of eastern Paraguay, northeastern Argentina, and southeastern Brazil. The white-throated hummingbird is found in the forest and scrub of northeastern Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil. It feeds on insects and nectar. The ringed kingfisher is found from the southernmost part of Texas in the United States through Central America to the tip of South America. Within this area, there are 3 subspecies. This is the nominate form. It uses the same perch for up to 2 hours when fishing. When it catches a fish, it flies to its perch and beats the fish against the branch before swallowing it whole. When it's flush from its perch, it will fly only 500 to 600 feet to another perch. It is typically found at marshes, estuaries, slow-flowing rivers, and the like. The three-toed jacamar is an endangered species with a range restricted to a small area of southeastern Brazil. It is, of course, one of the specialty species of this area, and for twitchers, it's a world-class bird. It is typically found in edge habitat, usually in association with riverbanks or road cuts. Jacamars nest in burrows which they dig into banks. In locations like this, there are nesting opportunities and nice perches from which they sally forth to catch insects. Like lots of other species in South America, there are critical gaps in our knowledge. For instance, we don't know what the typical life expectancy of this species is. The white-eared puffbird is found in the Cerrado in open habitat in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, and eastern Peru. This species is quite calm and allows long observations. The white-barred piculet is found in 3 disjointed regions. There is a population in the north of Brazil, Guyana, and French Guiana. Another population is found in eastern Bolivia, Paraguay, and northern Argentina. And the third population is located in southeastern Brazil. There are a number of subspecies and records of hybridization between this species and other piculet species. This is the nominate form. The diet of the white-barred piculet consists mostly of ants and other insects. There are also reports that it's a sap eater. The range of the yellow-eared woodpecker is very limited, being found only in a small area of southeastern Brazil. There are no subspecies. As late as 1995, the diet of this species was unknown. I think it's safe to say its diet consists of insects and/or sap based on this video. The yellow-browed woodpecker is another species with a very limited range, being found in northeastern Argentina, Paraguay, and southeastern Brazil. It is a monotypic species which appears to subsist on ants, including their eggs and larvae. The yellow-browed woodpecker is typically found in the middle story, where it forages alone or in a pair. The Campo flicker, also known as the Campos flicker or the field flicker, is found in much of eastern South America, mostly south of the Amazon. There are two subspecies. This is the dominant form. It is typically found in edge habitat and open areas where it's often seen on the ground. The Campo flicker subsists primarily on ants and termites. As many as 2,000 ants have been found in the stomach of one bird. They are usually seen in small groups and have extended their expertise at breaking into termite mounds into breaking into the nest of Rufous arrows to eat young birds. I believe that the blonde-crested woodpecker is one of the most beautiful woodpeckers in the Americas. Its range is limited to eastern Brazil and small parts of eastern Paraguay and northeastern Argentina. There are 3 subspecies. This is a female of the dominant form. It is found in a variety of habitats, including gallery forest and forest edges. In these forest zones, it eats ants, termites, fruits, and berries. Although typically found in trees, it does come to the ground in search of ants and termites. The band-tailed hornero is also known as the wing-banded hornero. This is a bird of the nominate race. The band-tailed hornero is almost always found near water. Its range is limited to Brazil, where there appear to be two populations, one in the very eastern part of the country, and the other along parts of the Amazon and the lower Amazon basin. The rufous hornero has a range which covers most of the southern half of South America, east of the Andes. It's known for its oven-shaped mud nests, which are used only once, but last for years. It's usually found below 2,500 meters of elevation. The Spix's spinetail has a range which is limited to southeastern Brazil, Uruguay, eastern Paraguay, and northeastern Argentina. It prefers shrubby areas and forest edges and will often sing in the open. Otherwise, it keeps to dense cover. The range of the yellow-chinned spinetail, also known as the yellow-turbid spinetail, extends from northern Argentina northward through most of South America east of the Andes. It is typically found in marshes and other wet areas. It's often seen foraging in the open and may even hop about on water hyacinth leaves. This brings us to the end of the first volume of the Birds of Brazil's Atlantic Rainforest. In Volume 2, we continue our march to the tanagers. For Natural Video and the Birding Video Store, this is Bob Barnes. Good birding.